Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at variables in C++. First, we're going to go ahead and create a new file. We're going to call it variables.cpp. And in here, we're going to discuss what variables are. Variables are used to store different values. These values can be strings, characters, numbers, or Boolean values. So these are different data types. So we can store them in a variable. In C++, there are 4 basic data types, and those are ints, which are used for integers. Then we have double, which is used for decimal numbers. Then we have char, which is used for a single character. And we also have string, which is used for a sequence of characters. And finally, we have bool, which is used to represent true or false. So these are the different data types in C++. And to create a variable, the format is as follows. So the format is, first you're going to have the data type of the variable, followed by the name of the variable. Then you're going to have an equals to sign. Here the equals to sign is not the one you're used to in maths. Here we're going to use the equal to sign to assign a value to a variable. So we're going to have equals, then we're going to have the value we want to store in this variable. I don't believe we've covered comments in C++. So these are comments in C++, which means they won't be executed with the code. To write a comment, all you have to do is have 2 forward slashes, then you can write your comment. Now that we know the format, we're going to write our template code, which is #include iostream. Then we're going to have our main function. And inside our main function, we're going to create different variables. The first we're going to create is an integer variable. So let's say int, because the data type is integer. Then we're going to name it age. Then we're going to set it equal to 19. So here, int is the data type, age is the name, and 19 is the value. And as always, we have to end every line using a semicolon. You can also have a double. Let's call it GPA, and we can set it equal to 3.5. We can also have a character. We can call it grade, and we can set it equal to B. And we can also have a bool, which is going to be named is student, and we're going to set it equal to, let's say, false. So these are the 4 primitive data types. What does primitive mean? That means they come with the C++ language. When it comes to strings, it's a bit different. So to create a string, we would use std followed by 2 colons. Then we would have the word string. Then we would have the name of our variable. Let's just say name. And we set it equal to Abel. As you can see, when we deal with strings, we use double quotes. When we deal with characters, we use single quotes. Here we have std : string. We won't get into it now, but that is how you create a string. So once you have different variables, you can print them out to the terminal using the function we saw in the previous video, which is std cout followed by 2 less than signs. So we can print out the age. And when we want to print out multiple variables or a combination of a variable and a string, we use the concatenation operator of the cout function. So in order to add something else to age, we add another less than sign. Then here we can add something else. So in this case, we want to add a new line. So we're going to have \n, which represents a new line. Then we're going to finally have our semicolon. So this is simply going to output 19 followed by a new line. We can also do the same thing for the other data type. So we're going to just copy this and we're going to paste it. And we are going to change what is inside. We are going to change this to GPA, and this to grade, and this to is student, and the final one to name. So now that we've written our code, we're going to save our file, and we're going to go to our terminal and compile our file using the G++ compiler. We're going to put in our file name, which is variables.cpp. As you can see, it compiled with no errors. And to run it, we're going to do /a and press enter. As you can see, it prints out 19, 3.5, B, 0, and Abel. As you can see, for the Boolean value, it printed out 0, not false. That is because false is represented by a 0 and true is represented by a 1. So if we change this to true and we saved our file, if we want to see actual changes, we have to compile our file again. So we're going to have G++ variables.cpp. Then we're going to run it. Now you can see we have a 1, which represents true. So this is all about variables in C++. Thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more daily programming videos.